Hi everyone, Vortex TCG here, and today I'm going to be showcasing you a deck profile of a deck that I've been kind of interested in for quite a while, but never really found like a good time to play it essentially. But in BT12 it got a little bit of support in its card pool with some generic cards, so I thought it might be a good idea to check it out now, and that is BT6 Titamon, or just Titamon in general. I think the arrival of a new Titamon and also some additional cards have made it a lot more stronger, but still it feels a little bit inconsistent. I'll explain as the deck profile goes along, but if you're looking forward to this deck profile, please leave a like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the deck profile. Before I get into the deck profile itself, I just want to say a big shout out to Joe Dobby. I looked at his list and made some changes to his list, but just want to shout out that deck profile as well for inspiring my build of the deck that I'm playing here. So let's start off with the eggs, and it's a pretty basic egg. It's just the 4 Sunomon. You end up discarding quite a lot during the game, so just getting another draw is pretty nice. And sometimes you just need to draw certain cards because you're discarding quite a few cards, and sometimes those discards have to be like combo pieces, which is good for the trash, but sometimes you're kind of forced to trash cards that you probably don't want to trash. So we play 4 of this just to keep our hand size pretty high. Then let's get on to the rookies, and we're starting off with 4 Star Deck Gabumon. Pretty much the biggest enabler for the deck, just a when attacking, draw 1, discard 1. So this just essentially enables a lot of the deck, allows you to get some early draws in if you go into level 4, but also it just, if you need to trash a card and you have this underneath a Titamon, you're able to get the additional security attack and DP effect from Titamon when you do that. So it's probably one of the most important rookie that we have in the deck, and that's why we play 4 of it. We then play 3 Gazimon. Memory gain, very important currently in the game, and playing 3 this is pretty nice. We can play this back quite easily with certain effects, so we definitely do want to prioritize having this in trash so we can play it back from War Growl and other cards as well. So we play 3 of this. Then we have some utility cards. We play 2 Elecmon and the 2 Gilmon. Sometimes you are playing against stuff like Beelsmon, and Elecmon's pretty good against Beels because they always tend to have a level 3 Impmon that can potentially be deleted. Obviously, if it's the mill one, it's not that great, but if it's like the when attacking one or the searcher one, it's pretty good to get rid of those so they just can't get an additional security swing on the following turn. And with the Gilmon, sometimes you just need an extra memory, and in the main combo for this deck, you might just need an extra memory so to cover up the Digivolution cost of a Titamon. So we play 2 of this. Good utility overall all around. And to end off the level 3s, we play 1 Psychmon. Psychmon hurts you in this deck as well, which is the reason why I only play it at 1, but it does help against current strategies like Cross, Dark Knight, Blue Flare, etc. You do not want to play this back from Black War Growl. You don't want to play this back from Titamon, I don't think either, because they're just better options most of the time. So it is a bit of like this weird tech card in this deck, so I only play 1 of it at the moment, and that is the level 3s. And we get into level 4s. It's a pretty easy lineup. It's 3 promote, 3 Kinkaku and 3 Ginkaku. This is one of the cards that you actually want to get the majority of time from the Titamon. So if you play this as Rush, and then if you have both Ginkaku and Kinkaku underneath, you get a memory and draw a card. So essentially it becomes a discard engine for itself, which is really good. And then with the Kinkaku, The Ginkaku allows you to, if you trash a guy, you gain a memory, which is very important because sometimes we are missing that one memory, and that one memory is very important sometimes. So having this as free is pretty nice. And then we have free Kinkaku because sometimes we just need to get rid of level 3s. Getting rid of stuff in this deck is probably the hardest thing that you can do. So just having a level 4 that's dedicated to essentially deleting those guys is very important. So we play that. And then we also just play the one Laoimon. Sometimes you just need to swing for game. And we play a lot of low cost tamers. So we're able to go into this pretty cheaply and swing for game. That is the level 4 lineup, and then let's get into the level 5. The main guy himself, probably the best use for this card at the moment is Blackwell Growl. You get to Digiburst free, and then play a level 3 purple Digimon from trash without paying memory costs. On play effects don't activate, which is a shame, I don't think. Obviously when this card was made it would probably have been really good, but at this time, not very good, I don't think. The main thing though is that it's inheritable, allows you to delete a guy to unsuspend. So you're able to delete a lot of the level 3 guys to gain additional effects, to then unsuspend to swing again for 2 checks. Also, you're just able to play just from this effect, just generic guys that can really have make a problem for your opponent. So you can play like a Gilmon, for example. And yeah, definitely the best level 5 in the deck. It does feel a bit dated. But if I'm being honest, that's the whole deck, quite frankly. Some BT11 support in Blue Meramon. This card's really good. Allows you to draw 2, discard 2, and then when you play a Digimon by an effect, so primarily Titamon within this deck, you gain a memory. So allows you to continue your turn, but also cycle through your deck. Cycling through your deck is actually very important because sometimes you just need to find a specific piece to continue your turn. So we play 2 of it. Then we end it off with the 2 Rebellimon. I like this card, but I'm not too sure how I feel about it. It is obviously a discard trigger, and then you're able to get blocker and retaliation. But I don't know. For me, I think this deck is just waiting for more like discard from hand synergies, because otherwise I think Titamon will become a lot more better, at least on a rogue level anyways. But at the moment we're lacking discard cards that are really powerful. This is one of the better ones just because it provides you with some protection, but also some offensive pressure with the retaliation. That's another thing with Blue Meramon, by the way, it has retaliation as well. Yeah, the additional retaliation and blocker thing is very important, and it also allows you to discard a card, so increasingly important as well. And let's get into our megas, and the first one's going to be the BT6. It's 6, right? 6 Titamon. The reason why we play this one is because, well, the reason why we play this deck is because it allows you to play a level 4 from trash without paying its memory cost, and then it also gains security attack +1 and 2k when you trash something. I don't think many decks actually have like trash synergy. Apologies for the lighting, but it's pretty cool, and it has a lot of synergy with purple because they like to trash and draw cards. So yeah, it's just a pretty cool card. Allows you to go potentially for 5 swings with a combo that allows you to swing. We'll play this, go into level 4, usually the Ginkaku promote, swing with the Ginkaku promote, swing, unsuspend, swing again for 5 security. So it has pretty decent OTK potential, but it's pretty inconsistent if I'm being honest. So play 4 of this, and then we also play 2 of the new Titamon. This one is kind of like a backup, but it's also quite nice because you're able to get piercing, that's just inherited, but also when you digivolve you can trash 3 cards, and then you can suspend for 1 for each play, and then you gain a memory for each suspended card. So this becomes a very cheap level 6 very quickly, which is quite nice, to be honest. Sometimes it's nicer to go into this than this, because sometimes you just need to clear the board, and if you have a board of like a level 4 or something, you're able to swing into this one of the level 4s on your opponent's side, and then also, you know, swing up with other Digimon you might have on the field. And then the final level 6 is Nidhogg, just another discard fodder card essentially at level 6. We never play this card essentially as a level 6, we just discard this card. And just getting the memory is just good enough, quite frankly. And just to round it off, we play a Death X. Death X still very important in this format, and I have them, so I might as well play them essentially before they get banned. So we play one Death X. Then let's get into the tamers, and we start off with one Analog Youth. Sometimes your Titamon is essentially going to die on the following turn, so having the Analog Youth to get some memory back and also, you know, set a hatch an egg, pretty important sometimes. So we play one of this. This is one of the main things that I got from the deck list that I watched, which was the free Alice. The more I playtest Alice, the more I really enjoy it, because it allows you to essentially delete one of the guys that you want to delete to go into a Titamon which you want to have on your field to go for your OTK turn. So essentially makes a Titamon 1, and then you're also going to gain memory from maybe the Guilmon or delete a guy or a lot of things. So however, I will say that this card is very dependent on Blackwall Growl, because you kind of need the Blackwall Growl out to use this card effectively, essentially. So yeah, it's a very interesting card, and I enjoy using it, but it has its use cases and it sometimes falters. So maybe it'll get better once there's a lot more ways from a level 5 that allows you to play a level 3 out. Might help this quite a bit. So we play 3 of it. Definitely does help going into the Titamon. And then we also play 2 Matashita. Sometimes we just need to return some stuff from the trash to the hand, and this is the guy to do it. So it's also set to 3, which is very important for the deck. And now let's get onto the options. So we play 1 Calling from the Darkness. Sometimes we just need to recycle some stuff. Sometimes we're at a point where we might not have a level 3 or a level 4 that we can Digivolve into. And sometimes we just have to discard cards that we don't want to discard. So having one of this is very important. We then play 2 Purple Memory Boost. Yep, got to find your pieces. Blackwall Growl is very important in this deck, and you need to find it. So we play 2 of the Purple Memory Boost. And then for another main discard fodder card for the deck is Underworld's Call. Essentially, if you play this card from your hand, you get to draw. If you trash this card from your hand, you draw 1. So essentially, you're getting a draw 2 out of this, because you're going to be drawing a card from the trashing effect and also drawing a card from this. However, it does have a main effect, which is kind of important. It allows you to play a level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Which is really good, because you can go into Ginkaku Promote potentially and gain Rush, and then the cost would only be 3 because you're gaining memory. So this is your main discard card. You need to find cards, so we play 3 Underworld's Call. And that has been the deck profile for Titamon. In conclusion, I don't think this is a deck that you should be maining or anything like that. I think this is just a fun deck for locals kind of thing. As you'll see throughout the gameplay that is coming up later in the week and next week as well, it does feel a little bit inconsistent, and you need very specific pieces to actually go off. The addition of some cards is really cool, but yeah, it don't feel great at the moment. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below, and I will see you guys next time.